What is the most forgettable country on your continent? By the standard 7 continents taught in North American public schools, I would say the breakdown goes. In America, Antigua and Barbuda or St. Kitts and Nevis, Belize for non-island nations. America, Suriname. Europe, Liechtenstein, with Moldova or Montenegro for non-microstates. Asia, Timor-Leste. Africa, Sao Tome and Principe, also maybe Seychelles or Comoros. Oceania, lots of options, probably Palau, Nauru, Vanuatu or Tuvalu. Antarctica, Moldova. I'll list everything I know about it. 1. It's the poorest country in Europe. 2. It used to be a member of the USSR. 3. The capital is named Chisinau. 4. A part of the country is controlled by Transnistria, an unrecognized breakaway state that can be seen as the only remnant of the USSR. That's all. I've never met anyone from there, I never hear news about it. But I'm sure it's great. Edit 5. The Sax Sky. Here's mine. North America, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, or maybe Grenada. South America, Suriname I guess, or maybe France on the technicality. Europe, Andorra? Or San Marino? Honorary mention to Moldova and North Macedonia. Africa, Gabon probably, or one of the West African coast countries like Guinea, Guinea-Bissau. Asia, Bahrain probably. Oceania, Australia and any split between Nauru, Vanuatu or Tuvalu. Dominica, literally nobody knows it even exists, and if you mention it people will just think you mean the Dominican Republic. I've always thought about how annoying it must be for people from there when they go abroad trying to explain that they're Dominican but not that kind of Dominican. Not that you're likely to ever come across someone from Dominica, because there's only like 50k of them lol. In Southeast Asia, maybe East Timor, known as Timor-Leste. Both those words also mean east, even the name is forgettable. Don't get me wrong, the island is beautiful. I've been to the Indonesian western side. But the east was surprisingly tough to visit as an American. They didn't seem to want foreigners, not in 2019 at least. Ah well, Indonesia has another 13,557 islands to explore. I'm from UK so I must say, Isle of Man. They speak Manx, originally a Celtic language that's not English, Welsh, Gaelic or Cornish. They even have their own money. I was once given a Manx coin while busking and it took me a minute to figure out what it was. Isle of Man does have a big motor event every year in the summer though, I hear that's pretty cool. Probably like Honduras or El Salvador for the non-mainland. Belize is a tourist destination, Guatemala is the biggest Central American country. Panama has the canal. Nicaragua is notable for drug stuff in the Contras. Costa Rica makes the World Cup relatively often. If you include the Caribbean, it's for sure one of those. Like St. Vincent, or St. Lucia. For North America, where I currently live, you can pick one of a host of islands in the Caribbean that people literally forget are part of North America. For Europe, where I'm from, most would probably say a small country in the mainland, but I'm gonna say Northern Ireland. Most people forget we even exist until they have a chance to make fun of us. Luxembourg. I met some other travelers there and our only conclusion was that the entirety of the population under 30 had been kidnapped and hidden away in a convent. I'm sure there were interesting conversations to be had about the best investment opportunities for retirees, but Christ, it was a boring 3 days. Depends on what you call forgettable. To whom? To me it's probably Ecuador. It's the only country I can think of that is vastly less known than a region of it, the Galapagos Islands. Outside that, maybe Suriname, but then again Suriname is well known in the Netherlands, especially their food. I will agree with some other commenters. France is the most forgettable country in North America. No one realizes that the overseas territory of France, Saint-Pierre, and Miquelon, is approximately 24 miles off the coast of the US mainland and approximately only 15 miles away from Canada. I'm Canadian and I have no desire to leave my country, but let's be real here. In terms of cultural exports, we don't compare to either the US or Mexico. We have no real influence in foreign affairs. We're just there, forever trying to figure out how to not be American. There are a number of small island nations considered to be part of North America that nobody remembers, from Saba to Martinique. But I'm going to say Greenland because I thought for sure that was considered European, but nope, Wikipedia states it's North American. Belgium. Tested again today. Not one thought since back in Deutschland. Gott was ein Trostloser Acker. Wie von dem trostlosen Landskapsmaler aufgeorgt, Mer der Laharji Dinu I Mensch empfinden kann der Heimlichtung Palmo and Sani Mokta. European micronations. No one actually remembers that Andorra, San Marino, Liechtenstein and the Vatican City are actually sovereign states. I guess you can chuck Malta in there, but they do get known for their buses and giant megalithic structures. I'll list all the continents except Antarctica for the ones I forget about. Europe San Marino. Asia East Timor. Africa Equatorial Guinea. North America St. Kitts and Nevis. South America Suriname. Australia Papua New Guinea. Moldova, we only hear about it for 3 reasons. European football competitions. Prostitution and human trafficking. Transnistria, a part of the territory that has seceded and claims to be the last descendants of the Soviet Union. The Faroe Islands never on a map, very few can accurately locate them and most don't know a single thing about them. Also Greenland. It is massive, but I swear people knew nothing about it until Trump wanted to buy it. Eswatini, formerly known as Swaziland, landlocked within South Africa. I first heard of it from watching Miss Universe. Then I had a colleague from there, but she was more South African by the way she was brought up. France, on the South American continent. Few people outside the region realize that there's a chunk of territory which is fully part of France. As a result, France's longest border is in fact with Brazil. Northern Ireland. I mean, really? Is there any point in my country hanging on to this bit of land? What real benefit is my government getting from it, other than playground antics against IRA? Canada, I guess. They're just sitting there, minding their own business, trying not to inconvenience anyone. But did they ever think to come over and bring us some poutine? No. I just checked Africa's map and I don't recall hearing the name Eswatini even once before in my life. All the other names I had at least vaguely heard and could tell they're African. Paraguay, and honestly, is for good. That country is so behind us when it comes to social development. It feels like they are stuck in the 70s with their old ass mentality. South America tied between Suriname and literally France. North America Santa Lucia maybe. Europe Latvia or Moldova. Asia Timor. Oceania Tuvalu. Africa Burundi. Canada. Mexico and the US have rich cultures, notable people, and interesting places. I can't think of anything in Canada that's famous or notable. Very forgettable. Most of the island nations that are considered part of North America. There are a bunch that are easy, but Dominica gets forgotten thanks to the DR for example. I'd say Moldova, but it's been in the news once in a while, because of the Ukraine war. Because of that it's either Northern Macedonia, Cyprus or the Vatican. All these damn tax havens whose sole purpose of existence is to hide money from taxation. We, the people, should fight against them. They are betraying us. Every single Australian Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander won, apparently. Colonizers managed to officiously forget them for a couple of centuries. One of the Caribbean island countries like St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, or Grenada, yes, I consider it a part of North America. There's a bunch of small island countries and I hadn't even heard of until I just now looked it up. So I'm gonna say all of those ones. Basically any of the islands except Cuba or Jamaica and any of the Central American countries are pretty equally forgettable to me. I pick France as the most forgettable country in North America. New Zealand. This one. What's its name? Yeah, that little one there south of this other one. Eh? You know which one? With regret gotta go with Canada. I really wanted to go with Belize but after checking, it is in Central America. Probably the Hutt River province, though I'm not sure it exists anymore since Prince Leonard kicked the bucket. All of them except US, Canada, and Mexico. I didn't know North America had 23 countries until recently. Those wannabe Americans who like shitty beer, 80s music and think gravy on French fries is fine dining. Antigua and Barbuda. I only knew this one existed because I just googled American continent countries. Maybe Paraguay. I've never heard any news about it. Some jokingly say that Paraguay doesn't exist. Andorra. Nobody even remembered to invite them to sign the Treaty of Versailles which ended World War I. Mexico, but only because I always forget that it's a part of North America and not South America. The Vatican is a country the whole world don't forget but they always forget they are a country. Laos possibly. Or Timor-Leste. May Kissinger rot in hell one day. Oh, my bad, he already is. The Netherlands. They don't have a cuisine and I find the culture boring. Nice bicycles though. Andorra. US shocked Andorra is not in Africa. By extreme default Australia is both the most and the least boring country on the continent. Probably either Denmark, France, the Netherlands, or the UK. Note I don't live in Europe. Dubai was pretty unique to see, Thailand was gorgeous, and love the European culture. Oman. Given how frequently the Middle East is on the news, this country is unheard of. Trinidad and Tobago. I've only met 3 people who have ever known about their existence. The gay and lesbian kingdom of the Coral Sea Islands. Or, whatever, PNG I suppose. Switzerland. God, what a dry, stuck-up society. I couldn't get out of it fast enough. I'd argued Almanica. Tiny little island, easily confused by the Dominican Republic. I don't know, probably Delaware. I know it's a state, but I still wanted to participate. Liechtenstein. When was the last time you heard anyone talk about Liechtenstein? USA. Honestly, good on Canada for not basically rolling over and steaming them. Andorra. A lot of people never heard of it, or doesn't know it's a country. Liechtenstein, probably. Firstly because it's one of the hardest to spell. My country has no continents. That's how small we are. Lol. We have regions, United States, but it's definitely the state of Maine and/or Delaware. Confused face, smiley face, smiley face, smiley face, skull. North Greenland? I'd totally forgot about France. Bosnia and Herzegovina. Europe, Balkan. Have you heard of that country? Anguilla, maybe. Be honest, can anyone here name anything about Anguilla? Andorra. I've even been there. If it's on a map it's just like a city. Canada. So neutral. Quiet. Very active beaver pelt trade apparently. Probably an island in the Caribbean like St. Lucia for North America.